Hey guys, this is PrimEval, and welcome back to part 21 of my 43 Civ Deity huge map series as the Celts. Now, let's see. We had started the war with France because we had promised one of the other nations, I think it might have been the Songhai, who at the time we were friends with, that we would go to war with France. And on the one hand, we do need something to do with this navy, and I want to use them nearby, just in case one of our other neighbors, such as, say, Denmark or even Spain, decide to declare war on us. I want to have our fleet nearby so that we can defend Great Britain. Now, I also promised to the Aztecs that I would declare war on the Shoshone, and we have denounced the Shoshone, and they have denounced us in return. And the reason that I agreed with the Aztecs that I would declare war on the Shoshone is because I want to make sure that North America is that the North American civs fight each other. But I'm also quite worried that if I declare war again on one of these other civs, that will be the tipping point that sends all of these other civs, which currently are denouncing us or are pretty hostile to us, if that pushes them all into war. Now, until the AI gets really good at using submarines, I should be able to defend myself pretty well with the fleet that I have, so long as they're not off somewhere else conquering. But it'll mean the loss of a lot of gold income. So right now we've got 4 trade routes going, and we have a 5th trade route which I'm going to run internally, sending food to Edinburgh. So let's do that right now. And well, looks like we don't have anyone to shoot here. We don't need to shoot that settler. Alright, so even though, since Paris isn't coastal, I think I'm going to keep my fleet here for now, just because I don't have a better target, and I don't want to declare war on anyone else. At least not right away. Alright, so let's see. This worker can maybe put a farm in on that forest. These guys need to shoot down their targets. It's going to be safe to go into Amsterdam. And we're slowly building up the money to buy our 3rd public school. Let's see. This forest blocks our ability to hit both the musketeer and the cannon. We'll leave that there. And looks like everyone else is going to have to go and, well, we could go and hit this guy. We could move this guy within range of Paris. He'll get shot at, but he'll gain some experience. And the rest of these guys can take down that cannon to make sure the frigate that got within range of Paris doesn't get one-shotted. Alright, in here we were still trying to hunt down Elizabeth's cargo ships. We did find one over to the right in the last episode. Let's see if she sent out any more. So she does have one sitting in Canterbury, but doesn't look like it's in action yet. Meanwhile, we've got our scout here. He was sent out probably a century ago, if not much earlier, and he's finally made his way to South America. Meanwhile, our frigate here, with a lot more movement, is going to meet up with him soon. Alright, so that looks like everything I want to do for this turn. Let's see how we're doing tech-wise, if our tech path makes sense. So I had set us up to head over towards chemistry, because I was hoping to steal industrialization from someone. Let's see how our spies are doing on that. That's right, our last spy steal at times were somewhere in the 25 to 30 range. So I'm trying my luck over with Brazil and the Arabians, which means maybe I shouldn't go to chemistry, but should head over right to industrialization instead. Right, fine, let's queue up industrialization, and then after that I will want chemistry for the extra production, and then we should go straight over to plastics. Alright, so we'll roll the turnover, and that'll give me a chance to have a look and catch up on the Twitch chat. Hey, S. General and Vinus. There are 42 AI civs here. And we're playing on Deity, so I have 42 AI Deity enemies, and most of them aren't very happy with me. A few of them have been eliminated. Venice was eliminated. We'll go and see who else has been eliminated. I think Poland is on the brink of elimination. Germany may have been eliminated. I don't think anyone more distant from us has been eliminated, though. And Nerby98, I am using mods. If you want a full list of the mods I'm using, you can check out my YouTube channel. All of the episodes for this series are on my YouTube channel, and the details for what mods I'm using can be found there in the first episode of this series. Now, looking over at the YouTube comments, Trapper MMA suggests in an earlier video that we send our fleet over to Brazil. And on the one hand, that is a really good idea, since right now Brazil is #1 on tech, and they do have a very large city here. I don't know if they have any world wonders over in Rio de Janeiro, but that would be a really nice city to have. The problem is that it's going to take our fleet probably a good 10 to 15 turns to get over there, and while we're headed over there, someone else could declare war on us, and I don't have enough units to both act offensively and defensively, at least not in a comfortable way. Trapper's more reasonable or more recent suggestion is that since we are at war with France, they do have a bunch of cities that are actually coastal, and we might be able to get more gains if we swung around to the Mediterranean. There's the Shoshone insulting us again, but I'm still not sure if I actually want to commit to my promise to the Aztecs to declare war on the Shoshone. Now, as for whether we should bring some or all of our fleet into the Mediterranean, that would be good. If we freed, liberated Antium and gave it back to Rome, that would definitely help our warmonger penalty and maybe get us a friend. But this has the same problem as heading over to Brazil. Let's see, how long would it take me to get over to Antium? Well, first of all, there are some ships in the way, but if there weren't, that would be, well, at least 7 turns before we could get our fleet over and set up. So I'm not sure if I want to do that. I think even though it's less ambitious, I do want to keep most of my fleet around Great Britain here. Alright, so we can head over towards logistics. I'll grab targeting there. And Napoleon is pushing up with some of his forces. CTRAM, this is a custom huge Earth map with every civ that's in the game. Now, let's see. Looks like Elizabeth has sent off her cargo ship, so let's try to hunt that down. We don't see it in our direction here, so either she deleted it, or it's been sent off to the west here. I don't see it. Maybe England has found another city, and that's where they're sending their cargo ships out of now. Let's see.
I'm listening.
No, Canterbury is her only city, so I'm not sure where that cargo ship headed off to. We can disembark our scout there. The first time we've hit landfall in a little while. Now, Brazil has almost no neighbors in South America. The neighbors they do have are separated from mountain ranges, or by mountain ranges. So I think they are going to be our main science threat. And if I did have the fleet to spare, I really would like to go and attack Rio here, as Trapper suggested, but I don't think that's going to be wise. I think we're definitely going to have some hostile AIs to deal with soon enough. Okay, can I get another 3-range ship in here to finish off that cannon? We'll bring that frigate around, and this guy... Well, now that this crossbowman is here, we probably should move off somewhere and heal up, like maybe just over to here. But perhaps some of these ships would like to gain some experience from the Paris Bombard as well. Bring the ship of the line around, protect the Great Admiral. That seems fine. I think we have enough gold now to buy another public school, likely in Dublin, since that's where we have the most population. At some point I do need to annex London, so we can get the full amount of science and start working the scientist specialist slots. But for now, we'll go and spend our gold on a public school in Dublin. And do I want to work the scientist slots? Yes, let's do that. I don't think there's anything else that I want to rush out here. And the 4th citizen, or the 8th citizen here in 4 turns, will go and drop into the public school. CDRAM, you can find all of the links to the mods I'm using as well, if you're interested in the initial save that I used for this game in the first episode of this series on my YouTube channel. So definitely go check that out. Hey Trapper MMA, nice to see you live. And Levanius asks, how early did I beat England? It was probably only 10 turns ago. It was a long fight. I waited until we had frigates and navigation to actually go and push England back. We were friends early, which was pretty important because we had a lot of good science coming in from naval trade routes. Now, this is the big question. Should I go along with my promise with the Aztecs to declare war here? What I should have checked earlier was if the Aztecs were willing to sign a defensive pact with me. Because if they were, then that really would go a long way to my whole plan of throwing North America into a lot of war. But I think if I go along with Montezuma here, sure, he's friendly, but I don't think he's willing to give me too much for that. We don't have the Declaration of Friendship. I think I tried for Declaration of Friendship with him earlier, and he wasn't having any of that. So, well, let's see. Should I change my mind on this? I think I have changed my mind. Let's see what his reaction to this is. Disappointing, of course, naturally. But the only reason I would go to war with the Shoshone, well, there are two reasons. One is I want to make sure the Aztecs actually go to war with some of their neighbors, and I would maintain better diplomatic relations with the Aztecs. But I'm not really getting anything out of being friendly with the Aztecs right now. Alright, so even though the reason that I didn't want to declare war on the Shoshone is I was worried it would push some of the other civilizations into declaring war on me. But it seems like they want to declare war on me anyways. Now, Ref34R asks how long do I stream? I stream for about an hour weekday mornings, so we've probably got another... Oh, really? War again? Another 40 minutes or so left on today's stream. And no, we're not going for a domination victory, capturing 42 capitals. Oh man, really, everyone? So this is a little worrying. We've already lost one of our trade routes, and probably another now that Portugal's declared war on us. I think we've got a couple trade routes going through Portuguese territory. Well, that's troubling. So, not your average tourist stop is correct. We are going for a science victory here, which does mean I am worried about getting more of these public schools online, and I am dismayed that so many citizens are declaring war on us. On the plus side, Portugal is nearby, so we will have a better target for our navy. And yes, Trapper MMA is correct to Nerby98's question. There are a few city-states. I think there are at least 6. We've got, let's have a look here. Sedone, Vancouver, and there was at least one more that I've met, Antananarivo. And I think I met a 4th city-state as well, Malacca. Alright, so now that a good chunk of the world has declared war on us, let's see. I guess my biggest worry would be Denmark, since I think we've got 2 trade routes going over that way. Let's see, one to Denmark and one to Lodz. So we're getting a bunch of money through Danish territory, one going to Copenhagen and the other going through there to Lodz. So hopefully Denmark doesn't declare war on us as well. Alright, but we'll probably need to reposition some of this fleet. And I don't know. Let's see, Napoleon. Negotiate peace. If he's going to give me money for peace, I guess the most he could give me would be 60. So he'd take a straight peace, which we might want to do, but since the Portuguese Navy hasn't shown up yet, and we're not at war with Denmark, or anyone else who we need to, I guess Spain would also be worrying. Right, the fleet that's here will go and continue to knock down Napoleon's army, but we will want to reposition some of our ships to defend against any enemies that come from the west. And let's sit back on top of our luxury resources so those don't get pillaged away if the enemy does show up. And can I hit any targets from this spot? No. Alright, so we're gonna start shifting some of our fleet over in case Portugal actually sends a navy to back up her declaration of war. But as it is, we'll deal damage there. No more ranged units left. And we'll continue with exploring South America here. There's the Incan capital. I'm surprised that Cusco is only at 14 population though. All of those terraced farms should make for a good mix of food and production. And does this guy still have movement left? He does. Alright, so what happened to Elizabeth's cargo ship? I can see if it's gone way off to the east. And then I'll probably want to bring that guy home just in case all of these civs that did declare war on us actually make good on their threats. Alright, so we finished our harbor. We're getting a little gold income from there. We lost more than 60 gold per turn off of those declaration of wars. Now, what's going to be most useful for me here? Getting a land unit in case we are still our fleet is still free to work on taking down Paris would be nice. And at the moment, Dublin is the only city that can work on a land unit. We could go and get some of these cargo ships back online. But I think what I want here is either going to be the Cayley Hall or the bank. We are going to be using up our happiness soon, especially if we do go and annex London. So the Cayley Hall would be good. And upping our gold income is also fairly important. Let's work on the Cayley Hall for now. And over in Iceland, do we want to hard build the public school? Given our really low gold income, it's going to be a while since we're going to get enough income to rush by that, so maybe the hard build. The other alternative is to work on a cargo ship here. I don't know how safe we're going to be able to keep our waters, so let's work on the public school for now. We just grabbed gunpowder, starting research on industrialization. Pedro is plotting against the Incans, and let's share that intrigue. And I'm actually glad to see that. I would rather not have more civs declare a war on me, so if they've got designs on other civs, that means that they're less likely to be attacking me. Now let's see, our spy steal in Mecca is 25 turns. That's probably as good as we're going to get. We'll move this spy here then. Maybe see what the Iroquois spy steal tech is going to be. Spy timer is going to be like. Or settle in. Either Indonesia or an Iroquois city. Let's go and move to Jakarta. And as for where we want our privateers, here does look fine. Ah, Spain. Very well, this is going to be a good fight. Alright, so we're gonna swing all of our priorities around. I just hope that we're not also going to get a Dow from Denmark, since then that'll be from two fronts. I know that Denmark does have a reasonable navy. It's mostly in Galeas, but I'd rather not fight them because it does mean losing another two of my naval trade routes.
Αΐες γίνεται απόλυστε το κάλος.
Ais.
Πού κι ούτως.
Alright, well, so what? Is that a third of the world that has declared war on us in the last couple turns? Maybe I should have also declared war on the Shoshone, then at least the Aztecs would have been... Well, they're still friendly with us, so I don't know. But it looks like my whole rationale of not declaring war on the Shoshone did nothing to prevent this mass Dow. PreQX is complimenting me on my voice, and I'm sure a lot of people do use my videos as a soothing end to the day when they go to sleep. For me, it's a morning stream, but I'm definitely glad to provide this service. I myself have used a lot of YouTube videos. Oh, really, Brazil? As a nice way to get to sleep at night, so I definitely take that as a compliment. America too. Alright, so that's probably half the world. Now, most of them aren't actually going to send troops. At least that's my hope. Wow. So, Brazil was plotting against the Inca, but they both found a common enemy in me. Now, okay, Russia too. What I am curious about, so Napoleon was previously willing to take a white peace. Oh man, really? To Songhai as well. And I'd rather not have them spam units across the channel because my military is going to be busy dealing with Spain. So let's take the white peace here. And let's also hope that Austria doesn't go to war with us because we're not going to be able to defend Amsterdam if they do. Now Denmark, that's really bad because it does mean we now have 0 coastal trade routes. Spain pillaged our naval trade route here that was sending food to Edinburgh. We're going to have to get some land-based routes then because we're going to be at war by sea probably for the foreseeable future. So after Edinburgh finishes Circus Maximus, we are going to go and work on some trade routes. Bunch of caravans. Let's cancel the watermill. We can get at least 3 caravans going here. We'll grow the cities on the Isle of Great Britain. Meanwhile, we'll go and take a shot that night and then probably just make peace with Napoleon. Let's see if he'll throw in some gold. White peace. If you'll also swap embassies with me. Alright, so now that frees up our fleet to go elsewhere. Alright, so let's go and deal with this Spanish Armada. Which of my ships do not have range? This guy doesn't. Destroy that embarked unit and swing around to here. Maybe capture ourselves a privateer. Is this privateer in range to do the capturing? He is not. So I shouldn't have moved that privateer into range. Now I can't fit in another one of my frigates to actually deal some damage to these Spanish units. I guess we can hit that tertio. Alright, so if I really want to kill that frigate, that privateer, I can bring this ship of the line. Wait, none of these guys have range, do they? Alright, well, looks like one of our crab is going to get pillaged here. But if I can get myself a free privateer, I'll take this chance. Unfortunately, we did not get any unit conversions there. Now here, let's get a farm going. And we'll swing over this way. Wait. How many of these guys are actually my enemies? Not the Iroquois, at least not yet. Sweden, not yet either. But the Spanish are, so we'll send our frigate over to deal with them. Meanwhile, everyone here is doing damage to us. Let's see if we can escape that. And this frigate would like to run away from the Aztec fleet here. Now we did get the Great Lighthouse from capturing York, so we do have a little more movement than the Aztec fleet, so we might be able to escape. And maybe return home for defense. Now, leave these guys here. Great Admiral can hang out there as well. And that looks like the turn. We're now running a negative gold per turn, which isn't really what I want, but we don't have a choice. Alright, next turn. Oh no, we lost one of our privateers. That's a shame, and it was converted. Alright, so we do have most of the world against us. This is not great. We're going to want to build out another privateer. Right now we only have one. Free QX. I'm playing with a few mods. They don't affect gameplay too dramatically. You can find a list on that on episode 1 on my YouTube channel, and each of those episodes can act as a good video for you to put you to sleep at night, if that's what you're looking for. The Aztecs are now denouncing us. Very well. We're playing on Deity, standard speed. This is a huge Earth true start location map with 43 civs, so I'm facing 42 DDAI. At least 3 of the DDAIs have lost their capital, and I think at least 2 of them have been eliminated. I think Germany and Venice have been eliminated. Near B98. To start a game with mods, from the main menu, select mods, I believe, and then you'll need to have downloaded all of the appropriate mods, which you can do from the Steam Workshop page. Activate the mods that you need or that you want to play with, or that you need for whatever save you're loading, and then either start a new game, start a custom scenario, or load an existing game. Now, do I want to sell crab here? I would rather swap, well, I guess 3 gold per turn is better than nothing. Most of the world hates us, so we'll take Alexander's poor deal here. Korea's joining the Mass Dao party. As is China. and the Ottomans. Uh-oh. Alright, right now Spain is our biggest threat. And luckily Austria has not declared war on us yet, so we hopefully can hang on to Amsterdam for a little longer. Denmark hasn't sent a fleet in yet, although their Dow was pretty painful, since we lost 2 more coastal trade routes from that Dow. And I don't believe it matters if you click on either of those 2 options when they denounce or declare war on you very well, or you'll pay for this in time. But I still, I guess I roleplay it a little bit. If I'm angry, or if I think that I can make them pay for it, then I'll tell them so. Otherwise, it's just a very well. Alright, so we won't be able to capture this privateer here because it's sitting on top of another unit, which means we'll take range. We'll just kill it like that. And as for this guy, let's move him in, squish that great admiral. And I'd prefer to try to capture a privateer, so let's go and take these guys down. Let's see who makes the most sense as a target. And unfortunately my crabs have been pillaged. If I can spare someone to cover this tile, I probably should. Alright, so, surprisingly, our scout here did survive that turn. Oh, okay, he's probably not going to survive that Aztec frigate, though. And meanwhile, we will try to escape. Wait. Okay, so the Aztecs haven't declared war on us yet. They have denounced us, but they haven't declared war. And as for this frigate, if I am serious about capturing a privateer, I want to bring him around to here. Bring the admiral around too. Kill this guy to stop the zone of control. Get over to here and to here. Alright, so damage and hopefully a successful capture. Yes, we've recaptured the privateer that was lost last turn. And we won't use the fleet repair yet, but we do have 2 great admirals, so fleet repairing once won't be quite so painful. We'll still have the other admiral to back up our fleet. Alright, some of the AIs are at war with each other as well, which is good. It would be really bad if we were the only civ that all these other civs were declaring war on. So definitely more than half the world has declared war on us now. I'm really glad that Austria hasn't declared war on us. Let's see, is there something I can do with Austria to maybe make her a little more friendly?
Ihr sagtet?
She doesn't have any excess resources. If she did, I would happily give her crab for some of that. In fact, if I am going to be losing all of my crab... Do we have excess crab at the moment? We don't. Let's see, maybe I should trade something with her so we can get a positive diplomatic modifier there. We've denounced the same leaders, no contested borders, which is actually a little surprising because I did sell Nottingham to her. They have denounced us, but they're neutral about it. They see us as a threat due to our warmongering. We've traded recently. That might help. Let's see. We'll trade crab for some gold per turn, assuming she'll offer us more than 3 gold per turn. Let's see. 3 gold per turn. Alright, fine, I'll take that. Because I really don't want to have to declare war on everyone here. And if she does declare war on me, then I get the crab back, and then I can attack Nottingham. That's all fine. Alright. B98, if you install all of the mods that I have listed on the first episode of this series on my YouTube channel, including the 43 Civ DLL mod, that's how you'll be able to play with the 43 Civs. If you want... Oh, really? Another DAO. If you want to play the True Start location map, after you load up the mods and go into the single player area, there should be an option for a custom scenario, and you'll want to use the Yet Not Another Earth map scenario, and that'll let you have all the True Start locations and the 43 Civs. Levinus, definitely having this negative gold per turn is definitely hurting our science. Now that we've run out of a little gold here, we're losing almost 10 science per turn due to that deficit, and once we run out of our gold treasury, it'll be minus 17 science per turn, which can't be helped at the moment. I don't know if there's anything I could have done to avoid this mass DAO. We needed to go to war with England to secure our island. If we didn't go to war with her, Elizabeth would have eventually gone to war with us. Plus, we secured some really good cities here, which we're going to need in order to turn out the required science. Maybe we could have made peace with everyone sooner, say about 20 turns ago, and that might have avoided this mass DAO situation. Alright, so Mongolia's adopted freedom, Egypt has adopted freedom, India and Assyria went for order. Some of our gold return deals ended. Alright, so if I'm serious about the science victory, I really should start going into rationalism. Unfortunately, well, we are happy. Alright, let's open up rationalism here, get ourselves a small boost to our science. And we need to get our culture per turn up, because we really need to unlock some more of those policies. Now, I do have a great writer here. This political treatise would get me 229 culture, which is about 20% of the way here. It would shave off quite a few turns, and expending him right now would save me the gold per turn on the upkeep that I'm paying for him. So I might want to do that right now. Fine, let's do that. It's still 29 turns though until our next social policy. Now I am keeping all these missionaries around because I do have heathen conversion, so if we do end up going quite unhappy, which actually is not part of the plan right now, we'll be able to convert the rebels. But I am paying, I think it's 2 gold per turn for these units. I don't know if it's worth keeping them around for the whole rebel conversion plan. Alright, so those fishing boats have been pillaged. What would I rather take down here? Let's deal some damage here. And Spain has retreated, which is good because my privateers were looking a little worse for the wear. And here comes Denmark with a small fleet of Galeas. Alright, let's see if we can capture this privateer here. We'll grab... Well, I think we have enough ships with range. Let's grab this guy over to logistics as soon as possible. And... let's see... how much damage we do here. 45 out of 55 hit points. That sounds like just the amount we need. Oh, really? Our open borders with Austria ended. Well, that makes things a little more difficult, and it does protect that privateer from capture. Well, that open borders ended at the most inopportune time. Let's see if we can get open borders again.
Ihr sagtet?
Alright, so that was inconvenient. We'll have to bring the privateer back to heal up. I really wish we could go and capture this Spanish privateer, but it looks like that's not the way it's going to be. Alright, let's capture ourselves a caravel. Or just destroy it. And can we run back home here? No, there's... this Roman trireme preventing our privateer from getting into the safety of Dublin. Alright, let's get over here and we'll see what our percentage chance is for destroying or capturing that Galeas. No, it was destroyed. Okay, so we'll just get in there to heal up next turn and deal our damage here. Alright, so we've been split into two fleets. This is reasonable. Unfortunately, we don't have any privateers over on the east side of Great Britain, over in the North Sea. So, well, that's okay. But it would be nice if we could capture a few of these Galeas. And here, let's grab bombardment. May as well push this guy forward as well. Austria has not died us yet, but our open borders with them did end, which was pretty inconvenient. Okay, we finished our courthouse. How long would it take us to build out a privateer in Amsterdam? A sea beggar in 10 turns. Alright, that's better than nothing. I don't want any of this other stuff. Maybe walls. If Austria declares war on us, we're finished anyways. Walls or no. So let's see if we can actually finish a sea beggar in that time. And a Russian scout. Hopefully they don't make too much trouble for Iceland there. Levanus asks why we didn't go tradition or liberty. It was mostly for variety. I wanted to do something different in this game, and so we went piety to pick up the Reformation belief, heathen conversion, and that actually ended up being really profitable for us. We converted at least 6 barbarian Galeas using a missionary and heathen conversion, which was pretty fun. Colwyn Jones, yes, I am using a mod that lets us build out the unique units from captured cities. And so we could potentially have the 2 best navigation naval units in the game, Sea Beggar and Ship of the Line. Alright, so far it looks like everyone who wants to declare war on us has declared war on us. If Austria declares war on us, I don't want Austria to declare war on us because that'll mean losing Amsterdam, and Amsterdam is getting me a good amount of gold and science. On the other hand, I will be able to attack Nottingham fairly easily. Trapper MMA asked if we would try to liberate Cologne. Definitely. And we have enough cities as is. This isn't the strongest city, so we would score some nice diplomatic points for liberating Cologne here. I just need a privateer or a sea beggar for that. And of course we do have to deal with the rest of the fleet. Alright, let's bring the Great Admiral into position. Kill that unit. Alright, so the Glias are not giving us too much trouble. So I've got two Great Admirals. I think I'm fine keeping them with my split fleets here. Let's bring this frigate around to deal with this Glias, and we'll let our other frigate here fortify heal. Now, do any of these guys have range? This guy does. We'll swing him around, take a shot at this privateer, while the rest of those guys just wait for us to find out what Maria's going to be doing, or rather Isabella's going to be doing with her fleet. Maria also has a fleet, and she has declared war on us, so... well, if we are at war with most of the world, we can just send these frigates around looking for cargo ships to pillage. Meanwhile here, I want to be sending food to Edinburgh, so we'll relocate this guy to, well, do York or London have granaries? York has a granary, good enough for me. Relocate to York, and we'll send food to Edinburgh. Meanwhile, this guy needs to heal up. Let's see, what's the closest city? Looks like we can't drop into a city, so we'll just pull back to here and heal there. Massive Effects wants to know when our next... Oh, really? 62 turns on the Jakarta Textile. Well, alright, let's move you over to, say, Onondaga, maybe Moscow. Let's have a look at Onondaga then. Meanwhile, at Mecca, we're 21 turns away from the textile, so we definitely have to be hard researching most of our own stuff here. And we'll leave that frigate there. Alright, I guess, how long is Edinburgh going to take to kick out a privateer? 5 turns. Right, let's slide that in front of this caravan here. In fact, let's just put that to the front of the line. York demands nutmeg. Indonesia's planning a sneak attack and plotting against Bakal. Alright, let's share intrigue with the civs that we're not currently at war with. And this will be the last episode for today's stream. I'll be back again tomorrow at the same time. Now, Elizabeth is offering peace. Let's see if she'll give us some gold. as
I beg your
well.
pardon?
No, well, we can always declare war later. So, sure, let's make peace with Elizabeth. I don't think I'm going to have all sorts of ships to spare to be hunting down her cargo ships, and we've got plenty of other cargo ships to be pillaging, so we'll make peace there. We don't want to be at war with the entire world for the remainder of the game, so we do need to start making peace with some of these guys. Now, Spain is embarking some units here. Looks like we're going to have to stop picking off the fleet that Harold is sending over and deal with the small incursion over the English Channel here. And it's really too bad that I don't have open borders with Austria anymore, because this would be a nice free privateer that Spain's giving to us. If only we could actually enter Austrian territory. Some really long turn times. Before we leave off, I can definitely show the demographics screen. We can see how we're stacking up in terms of technologies discovered. In fact, let's see exactly how many techs were behind the tech leader. Alright, so we are currently 14% behind Brazil. We're currently at war with Brazil, so I can't check how many or how much science I would get from trading with Brazil, and from there I won't be able to infer exactly how many techs I'm behind Brazil. But Austria, who is currently in second place on score, is 10 technologies ahead of me. So Brazil's probably maybe, well, it's hard to say, but we could be doing a little better. We could also be doing a lot worse. Alright, let's send ships with land targeting to go and deal with these units here. And then we'll send the guys with naval targeting up to deal with these guys. And there's a Danish cargo ship that could be really good for fixing our gold per turn problem. Meanwhile, here we are hunting around for other trade routes, and Trapper MMA suggests annexing London. We definitely have the happiness to spare for that, so yes, let's definitely go and do that. I don't mind them finishing up the wall. Actually, York doesn't need this castle. Let's annex York next. Just because I don't want to waste production on a castle. Let's see, York has the universities and the public schools. Let's annex that. generating 4 unhappiness. We can annex them both. Employ the public school slots. If we go default focus, we can keep growing. Gold focus doesn't get us any more gold. And this privateer is actually blockading all of our sea tiles. Alright, so we'll change production away from the castle. Library will be just fine. Cancel that castle. And as for London, we'll annex London as well, although that would put us into unhappiness. Alright, let's work on a courthouse, although that's going to cost us a lot of gold in upkeep. Alright, let's keep London as is for now. Am I going to get another source of happiness soon? Doesn't seem so. We'll get that guy ready to pillage this Danish cargo ship. And the rest of these guys, suppose we'll just go and shoot any ships that are within range. And let's capture a caravel here. Nice. And as for this missionary, I suppose we can just hang out on the road between York and London, sleep there. And here, we're sending food to Edinburgh. Alright, so that's the end of today's stream. Again, I'll be streaming tomorrow at this time, or an hour ahead of this time. And if you want to catch up on this series, anything that you've missed, or watch it from the beginning, the whole thing is up on my YouTube channel. But we'll just watch this turn roll over, and then we'll end the stream here. Barb, do I plan to stream any multiplayer? I do plan to stream some multiplayer when I have the time. So when I have an 8-hour chunk that I can dedicate to Civilization. And that's probably not going to happen in the next month, but maybe a month from now I'll try to get some multiplayer Civ in. I used to stream, or I used to do a bunch of multiplayer Civ. If you want to see what multiplayer Civ was like over in 2012, I have some multiplayer Civ 5 videos from that period as well. The Gods and Kings period. I also have a few multiplayer videos from Brave New World, but they're definitely out of date. And if you want to see some higher level play, there's definitely people who have a lot more experience than I do now. Alright, so what happened over here? Do these Carthaginian caravels have prize ship? Oh no, we captured an American caravel and then they destroyed that. Well, that's fine. We'll take care of them in the next episode. Meanwhile, we are going to get a gold infusion from pillaging these Danish cargo ships. That'll be good. And we can start pushing on Cologne. With these 5 ships, we should be able to break down Cologne around when this privateer finishes. So that should all work out very nicely. And, well, Maria has artillery, so if she chooses to, she could take Amsterdam whenever she wants. Alright, so thank you all for watching. That's it for today's stream. I might be online again later, so in about 9 or 10 hours, I might be doing some off-world trading company multiplayer. But that's all for now. See you later.